So clients always ask me, how do I stay so motivated all the time? How do I incorporate exercise and movement every day when life gets really busy? Change happens all the time. Life's going to throw you a curveball. And when life throws you a curveball, how do you adapt? And how do you continuously show up for yourself? Well, I'm going to show you the top 5 reasons and tips that I've used along the way to keep me feeling motivated and to give me that little extra nudge. But how do you do that when life gets busy? My number 1 tip, you gotta know your why. You gotta get clear on why you want to be fit. This reason has to offer you a benefit that is compelling and valuable enough to give you that extra day-to-day benefit, so it will give you that extra oomph to move. So you get clear on your why. You have to understand, why is it so important to you right now to move and feel better in your bodies? And you can write it down. You can go through that 7 layers of why exercise. I can post that worksheet down below, and it'll offer you some really good, decisive reasons on why now is the best time for you to move and feel better in your body, even when life gets crazy, because it's going to get crazy. It's the only constant in life is that change along the way, and change is going to happen all the time, and it's going to throw you a curveball. So how do you adapt and continue to show up for yourself? That is number 1. You got to get clear on your why. When motivation is kind of in the toilet, you need to have that compelling reason to give you that extra nudge. So tip number 2, you have to plan and organize. You are making yourself a priority. And in order to do that, you need to know your plan. You have to know your schedule. So I put everything in my Google Calendar and I review it every single night. And then on Sundays, I review it for the week to see when I have the gaps and when I can fill in that time for exercise. Because sometimes it's not always the same time. Some days I want to sleep in and I just don't have enough energy to get up early and do it in the morning. But other days I kind of jump out of bed. But these are the times when you need to schedule and prioritize showing up for yourself, because that's the only way you're going to do it. Put a calendar out, check off the days that you're going to commit to showing up for yourself, and that'll motivate you towards the end of the week, and you'll want to keep going. So plan out your workouts, plan out your meals, and keep it simple. It doesn't have to be a labor-intensive endeavor. If you don't keep it simple, then you feel like you have to overhaul your whole life, and that's not the whole point. So plan your workouts, plan your meals, plan your snacks, plan the time when you're going to get additional movement throughout your day, and then commit to yourself, even when you don't feel like it. Make yourself a priority. That brings me to number 3. You gotta write down what movement is gonna make you feel great and what movement brings you joy. If the movement's not gonna bring you joy, then you're less likely to do it. Am I right? Yes, nod and smile. So the movement that brings me joy is movement that I've practiced along the last few years. I've kind of experimented with one class versus another. I've experimented with a few workouts at the gym and different forms of exercise, because you don't have to be in a gym to get exercise. You can head out and go for a walk and then do some push-ups on a bench or some step-ups. Or you can head to the park with your kids and just run around and play tag. You have to make it fun, and it has to bring you joy. Otherwise, you're least likely to do it. Dance around your living room. Do some squats while you're cooking. Do some push-ups while you're cooking. In between commercials, hold a plank. So there are so many great ways to incorporate more movement. It just has to be on the forefront of your mind, and the way to do that is to write down a couple of ideas. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Park further away when you're driving up to the grocery store. There are so many great little things you can do incrementally during the day. That doesn't require taking an hour or 2 hours out of your day to commit to a fitness routine. Save those times for when you have more time, and you can plan it out a little bit better. Tip number 4, keep it short, keep it simple. If it's gonna be hard and it's gonna be an hour or 2 hours and you really don't have the time for it, it's only gonna bring you more stress. And that stress is gonna prevent you from repeating it on the next time. So keep it short. Keep your workouts 10 to 20 minutes when you don't have a lot of time. But make sure you plan it within your day, because if you go through the day and you haven't set a plan for yourself, you're less likely to do it. So be sure to get your stuff out the night before, have that plan in place. That was tip number 2, plan, plan, plan. Huge. So keep it short, keep it simple. prioritize yourself, make sure that you're performing the movement that brings you joy and it fits into your schedule. And the last tip, I find that having a tracker is extremely motivating. You can get a Fitbit for $60 or you can get a Garmin for $300, whatever that means to you. You can also carry your phone in your pocket and it'll track your steps. Check it throughout the day periodically and set your goal. Set your goal for, if you're not getting any steps in at all and you're getting less than 1,000, set your goal for 2,000 and commit to that. Even just walking up and down your house or walking up and down stairs if you have them. And then get outside for a walk. Save the excuses for something else, because you should make your health a priority because you want to move and feel better in your body. And that's the bottom line. Making yourself feel good every day. So get the tracker. You can get a Fitbit or you can get an Apple Watch. I find the Fitbit works really well. You know, it's very simple. It's designed to track steps and your workouts. And then you don't feel so pressured to have to know all the nooks and crannies of the device. But if that's your game, go for it. So those are my 5 tips. Get clear on your why. You gotta plan and prioritize. You have to do what brings you joy. Tip number 3, right? Write that down. Go experiment with different forms of exercise. And keep it short and simple. And then the last one, get a tracker. Those are top 5. There are others out there, but my top 5 have kept me consistent over the last 19 years and beyond. Because, before 19 years, because I was, pretty much an athlete all my life. But, life got in the way. College, job, career, kids, home. But I show up for myself, which is what I want you to do. Show up for yourself, make yourself a priority, and you will feel and move better in your bodies. I'm Tara Maznek. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button below, share with your friends, and comment how this was for you, and share other tips that you've used in the past to help you move and feel better in your body. Commit to exercise, commit to moving, and doing that movement even when life throws you a curveball. That's all for now. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care.